You are listening to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, the best of episodes.
Welcome to the Yummy Mummy Podcast, where you will learn brand new and shockingly different tools to lose weight for the last time. And now, here's your host, certified life and weight loss coach, Laura Conley.
Hey, Yum Mums, I hope you are enjoying these best of. These are the top podcasts that we have aired over the last several years. And I have actually been getting comments from you guys that you are loving re-listening to these or listening to them in the first place. Some of these are way at the bottom of the feed. So it's really nice to have them bumped up so that you can dive into some of the faves. So if you are ready to really apply the Yummy Mummy method, come on in to the Yummy Mummy experience. It is my 6-month group coaching and coursework that literally guarantees you lose weight for the last time. You lose weight for the last time. The community is the best part. I promise you, you guys, you will love the community. Right now, we are on a wait list / interest list, whatever you want to call it, for our April group. So we are going to start early April. We're going to lose weight for the last time. So if you want to save your spot for that April cohort, get in there now. Go to lauraconley.com, click work with me, and add yourself to the wait list. There will be major bonuses for those of you that are on the wait list. I can't wait to see you inside. Enjoy this episode, and pretty please, with a cherry on top, if it resonates with you, send this episode to your friend. Share the love. Help me free the moms. It also helps a lot if you rate, review, and follow the show. I love you so much. Have the best week ever. And I will see you inside the Yummy Mummy experience in April. My fun fact, you guys, now you may not see this to be fun, but I think it's hilarious, is so apparently my dad is now a new listener. See what happens when you share the podcast? People get inspired. My dad is all excited about my podcast. He's like, we're moving back to LA. Like as if you have to be living in LA to, I don't know, have a producer or whatever. He thinks he's going to like make me famous because he thinks this podcast is so good. I'm like, Dad, you're like literally my dad. It's like how he thinks that my daughter is like the cutest thing in the world. I'm like, yeah, that's because you're her grandfather. I mean, she is cute, but it's not because she's actually the cutest person. It's not because this is like actually the best podcast in the world. But it was just really sweet and endearing to see how excited he was about this and how excited he was that I really think he believes now. I really think he believes that we're going to help free the moms, 1 million of them, to the tune of 1 million moms free from food forever and losing weight the last time. I think he's like bought in now that he heard the podcast. I just thought that was super sweet. So you guys, the client comment is coming from Olivia. Oh, I love her. She's an MD here in Colorado. And what I loved about her client comment is she was, and I'm going to quote her, but my favorite part, the meatiest meat that I got from her was she was saying, look, I changed jobs. I moved. It was COVID. I had a brand new baby and I still lost weight for the last time. I mean, I think I actually now am quoting her word for word, but that's what she said. And I think that's the most important thing is that you guys, you really can do this during your life, during a move, during COVID, during a new baby. Now, don't come and do the Yummy Mummy experience if you have like a 3-week-old. No. But if you have a 3 or 6 or 9-month-old baby, you've got it dialed in, then come to the Yummy Mummy experience. So she was saying when I was talking to her that she was actually, and it was just kind of broke my heart actually, but she said before the Yummy Mummy experience, I was pretty broken. I had perfectionistic tendencies, and this whole Yummy Mummy experience was so uplifting. I lost weight for the last time. I didn't think I could. I didn't believe that I could actually do it because I'm kind of a catastrophist. So I allowed all that to melt away, and I just allowed the possibility. I allowed the hope. And that was her story. And she said so much more, but we got to get to the meat in this podcast. I'm going to share more and more about what Olivia had to say about before and after. But really what you guys need to know is that she did it. She lost weight for the last time. She lost 15 pounds in 12 weeks amongst having a new job, a new baby, a new house, halfway across the country. And during COVID, she said, I didn't think it was, here I am telling you that I'm not going to tell you more, but I'm going to tell you more. She said, I just didn't think it was going to be this easy. The way you help us get to the root, that helped me to really heal. And then, of course, yes, lose the weight. But that's what everybody always tells me at the end. You guys are always like, I mean, it is about the weight. They're excited about the weight. They really are, but they're more excited about the fact that they've healed, or about the fact they've gotten to the root, or about the fact that they have their own back. So I want that for you too. So if you're listening and you're like, ooh, maybe this is for me, then just at least get yourself on the wait list. You don't have to do it. By you being on the wait list doesn't mean you have to do the Yummy Mummy experience. It just means that you've got a spot, right? You're in line. So moving on. Thank you, Olivia. Freaking love you so much. Oof, you're dear to my heart. So this is the thing about you guys, my clients. I love them so much. It's ridiculous. Like there's like a little place, but it's like not little. It's like a big place in my heart. And you guys all just like sit and hang out there. And I just, oof. You would think you're like my little 9-month-old baby. Aren't the 9-month-old babies the best? Oh my God. We went and saw my friend's baby. Her cheeks, oh my God. She's like this perfect little New England baby with these big blue eyes and these big cheeks, and she's 9 months. And I almost told my husband to like not schedule his vasectomy. Almost. TMI? Is that TMI? Sorry, babe. Oopsies. Oh my God, a 9-month-old baby. But yeah, my clients are just 9-month-old babies sitting in my heart. Like I said, people ask me, how did you do this? How did you get this podcast done every week? And what I realized is I just used the same exact skill set I built when I lost weight for the last time. So what I want to share with you is that you can really apply, like Olivia, right? Like you can apply the lessons that you learn inside the Yummy Mummy experience to anything in your life. Anything in your life. It literally works for anything. I've shared this on the podcast before where I've said, oh my God, I literally freaked myself out. When I lost weight for the last time, this was the thing, right? This was like my last frontier. This is the thing that I thought could not be solved. It was the thing I had just thrown in the towel. I had like accepted defeat. I was like, you know what? This is just going to be my thing that I struggle with forever and ever. When I actually did it and lost weight for the last time, I was like, well, holy shit. I can do anything I want. I can really do anything that I want to do. So why not go help 1 million moms be free from food forever and lose weight for the last time? Let's do it. It's literally like how it happened. I got on this mission to solve my weight loss battle really when I had my daughter, my first baby. And it was like something took over me and I was like, I have to solve this. I will solve this. Like nothing is getting in my way. And that's how I feel about helping the 1 million moms, helping you solve this for the last time. Come on, we have to do it. There's just so much more for us than the worrying about the half of the snickerdoodle that we ate or didn't eat. Or are we going to eat it? Well, we already had a half. Let's just eat the whole thing. Oh, I'm up on this. You guys get where I'm going, right? That's what's so cool is you can use the Yummy Mummy experience and everything that you learn for everything else in your life, your parenting, your relationships, your job, your book that you want to write, whatever. So let's get to the meat. Let's get to the nitty gritty because you guys are going to see, oh, I could see how I could apply what she applied to her podcast to my weight loss journey right now. So this is going to help you right now. First things first, I had a plan. This is the plan, you guys. This is like I teach my clients, like simple. We're going to have a simple plan, black and white. Okay, here was my plan. Record a podcast every week, no matter what. Put it on the calendar. And then when the calendar says it's time to record the podcast. And of course, we know it's not about having the plan. It's about being able to follow through on the plan, especially when it gets hard or we don't feel like it, or insert 1,000 bajillion more excuses or seemingly really good, valid reasons. We do have to have a plan. That is step one. But the other steps are just as, if not more important. So then I followed the plan, but not perfectly. I did not follow it perfectly. Every single time it said, record your podcast, I didn't record my podcast. I admit it. Most of the time I did, but sometimes I didn't. Because maybe I let my brain get the best of me. Or maybe my kids were homesick or we were in quarantine. So I followed the plan, but not perfectly. And when, this is the important part, you guys, and when I didn't follow it perfectly, I didn't use it as a reason to quit. I wasn't like, nah, fuck it. I'm not going to put one out this week. Never mind. They won't notice. No, I got it done. And that's where the willingness to be uncomfortable comes in. The willingness to keep it on the priority list. So for example, we were in quarantine for, I think, literally a month. And so my husband and I were kind of going back and forth with our schedules. And so when it said, hey, it's time to record a podcast, except for I had 2 babies on my hips, I had to figure out a way to get it in. This is like the analogy of brushing our teeth. I would never not brush my teeth. Why? Because I want a healthy, beautiful smile. I don't want my teeth to fall out of my face. I don't want them to rot. I don't want to be in pain. So I put in 5 minutes a day. I had to figure out little windows. I had to be creative. I had to figure out a way to get it in, even though it was uncomfortable. So that might have meant a couple times I was sitting here and it was like 9:30 p.m. at night. It was late. I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. I had already put in a full day of work and I had already had the babies on my hips. I'm just kidding. I rarely have like 2 babies on my hips at this point, but it's kind of a good visual. Things don't always go to plan, and that's okay. You don't get to use it. We don't get to use it as a reason to quit, as a reason to throw in the towel, because that's the only real failure, my dear baby, honey, boo, yummy mummies. The only real failure is if we quit. If we just don't quit, we will not fail. So I had to get creative on some weeks. Pop it in there at 9:30 p.m. Say, hey, babe, can you take the kids, put them on your hips, take them around the block, and hit record and come in here. And you know what? Sometimes, you guys, now don't tell anybody this, the content was not as good as I would have liked. It wasn't. Do you know that I could literally, if I allowed myself, I could spend like a month on each episode. I could research. I could quote people. I could interview people. I could on and on. Literally, there probably are, I'm pretty sure there are podcasts out there where each episode takes a full team and a full month to put out. And I was not willing to do that because why? Because I want to pop those babies on my hips. I want to help my current clients. I want to be actually coaching them. I'm in Slack coaching them every day. I want to be doing whatever else I want to be doing. I do not want to spend an entire month or an entire week or an entire day on this podcast, because otherwise I can't live out my mission of helping my million mamas and living the life I want while doing that. So I have to be willing to put out B- work. Have you guys heard me talk about B- work? This is a concept that came from my coach, Brooke Castillo. And it's a really good concept. I love it, especially if you identify as being somebody who has perfectionistic tendency, like my client Olivia did keyword. And I don't actually identify as a perfectionist, but it still seeps in. Even if you don't identify as a perfectionist, my guess is that sometimes those tendencies show up like, oh, I don't want to do it because it might not be good enough, or what am I going to say? So I had to be willing for it to not be perfect. I had to be willing to not spend as much time as part of me wanted to spend on it. I had to be willing to just, all right, it's plopped in there. You guys, just FYI, I spend about an hour and a half on it every single week. And I have to be willing to constrain. Now, constraint is very uncomfortable, but what constraint gets you is growth, and it gets you the result that you want. So in order to lose weight for the last time and be free from food forever and have a podcast that's been out for a year that's helping me help people, I have to be willing to be constrained and to not go back and re-edit, or not to like reach out to my editor and be like, oh my God, cut that, or can you send me this, or right? And sometimes I do that, but not in a way that's excessive. I allow myself an hour and a half and no more. And I feel like if I'm willing to put out B- work, then at least one person's life could be changed forever. If I'm willing to do B- work, then at least one person's life could be changed forever. If my work has to be A+, then guess what? Nobody gets helped. If it has to be A+, if it has to be perfect, then I get in my own way. Can you guys see that? It's so clear. I allowed for the discomfort of putting out B- work. Yeah, would have I liked it to be A+ work? Sure. But if it's A+ work, that means I don't get to go get a massage, or I don't get to have a dance party with my daughter, or I don't get to go out to dinner with my husband, right? Then I'm sitting over here pining over this, making sure everything's perfect. And you know what? You're probably not even going to notice. You're probably, if the meat of the content is there, you're probably going to get it. Let's just take a quick intermission so that you guys know exactly what I did and you can apply this to you. And then I'll give you a couple more things I did. You can add that in if you want. I had a plan. I followed the plan, but not perfectly. And when I didn't follow it perfectly, I didn't use it as a reason to quit. Let me give you a couple more tidbits of kind of the same process I use for losing weight for the last time for this podcast. I did not allow for the land of I don't know. Do you guys indulge in I don't know? It is an indulgence. It really is. When I first began to think about doing this podcast, I was like, oh, but I don't know. I don't know how to edit it. I don't know what microphone to get. Isn't there some sort of app I need to have? Oh my God, this is way too overwhelming. Never freaking mind. And guess what happens? If I go down the road, if I allow for the land of I don't know, then I'm confused, and then I stop, and then I help no one. So I do not allow those 3 words to enter my brain ever. I don't know. And I'm like, wait a second, you sneaky brain, you. Of course you know exactly how to figure this out. Yeah, maybe you don't actually know the exact microphone to get, but you know how to figure out how to get a microphone to do a podcast. There's like literally a million other people making podcasts. Like surely you can figure it out. You're capable. You're kind of smart. So I figured it out. I asked my colleagues, help me. I gathered info and then I went for it. And like, shout out to my producer, Cody. I freaking love you, Cody. Thank you so much you made this possible. Oh my God. I literally could not have done it without him. Now, other people do it on their own, which those people are legit geniuses. And so is Cody, because whoa, it's like way not in my wheelhouse, but it's okay to ask for help. Insert the plug for the Yummy Mommy experience. Hello. Yeah, you can do it on your own, but it's way easier to get help and it's way more fun. And it goes so much faster. This applies for podcast life. This applies for losing weight for the last time life. Okay, so I did not allow for I don't know land, because an I don't know brain is a confused brain, is an inactionless human. Can you guys see that? If you are confused because you're allowing for the words I don't know and you're believing those words, then you're like confused and then you literally stop. I don't know is a dream stealer. Don't ever allow for I don't know. Of course you know. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you freaking do. So I figured it out because I did not allow for the land of I don't know. I loved myself along the way. Ooh, this is a good one. This one can make me cry. There's some times, you guys, that I made some mistakes making this podcast. Like I said, I didn't do it perfectly. I still don't do it perfectly. But I loved myself and I held myself along the way. There were some imperfections. Like I said, there's some B-. And my knee jerk, it wanted to go into shame. And I just love myself. And I'm like, nope, that's normal. We're going to keep going. It's okay. I had fun. Can you guys tell I'm having fun on this podcast? Seriously, I have so much fun talking to you guys every single week. I love you guys. You're in my heart too. I have so much fun doing it. That's important. But I want you guys to know that fun is a choice. Fun isn't just like an accident. No, I let myself be myself. I let myself be silly. Because when I'm being myself, I feel connected. I feel fun. People want to be like, oh, fun is not a feeling. Yeah, it is. I'm having fun right now. I feel light. I feel uplifted. And when I feel that, and that is something that I'm choosing, it's easy for me to keep going. And this is exactly what I teach my clients to do. I mean, you guys have probably heard at this point, my clients say out loud that they have fun losing weight for the last time. No one believes them because you're not supposed to like have fun losing weight. No, it's supposed to be like this horrible, like traumatic, white knuckling situation. No, we have fun. I believed I could. I believed I could do it. I believed no matter what, I could do it. I didn't allow for any disbelief of like, oh, you can't do it. You don't have anything to think of. You don't have enough content. I believe, no, I have plenty of content. I could change the world with this content, even if I could change one person's life. Okay, I talk about this all the time when it comes to emotional eating. A lot of us don't identify as emotional eaters, but most of us actually are emotional eaters. And I don't mean like, again, you are very stressed and you eat a whole bag of chips. Oftentimes we're a little bored, so we like munch on the cookie, or we're a little stressed, so we just grab a handful of nuts, or insert situation. And if we know how to feel our emotions and handle our emotions, we don't have to use food to eat them. Oftentimes my clients will come and they'll stop eating sugar and they'll be like, I wasn't an emotional eater, but then they'll stop eating sugar and what's left is anxiety or boredom or sadness. And I have to teach them, and I do teach them. This is exactly what they learn. They love this. I teach them how to feel that, how not to escape it, because it's not a problem. It's nothing to escape in the first place. It's literally just a vibration in your body. And so this is the same thing I had to do with myself, because every time, I'm not going to lie to you guys, not anymore so much, but at the beginning, every time, oh my God, there was so much discomfort and resistance to sitting down and doing the podcast. Now, once I'm sitting down, I have so much fun. But the walk into my office, this is what it feels like. It feels like I'm moving through mud walking in here. It feels like I'm dragging myself in here. And I have to be like, it's okay. And we're going to keep going anyways. Yes, this is discomfort. It's okay to feel discomfort. It's okay to feel a little resistance. We're going to move forward anyways. Like it's the same with you and the cupcake. It's okay that this is a little uncomfortable. Of course it's uncomfortable. This is new for us. We always eat the cupcake. Of course I feel a little resistance. I'm scared about putting this out there. So I would just walk through the thick. Now I'm thinking of, we're going on a bear hunt. We're going to catch a big one. Slurch, slurch. That's what it feels like walking into my office. And then I sit down and I press record and then I start having fun. But I have to be willing for it to be resistancy and hard and muddy walking into my office. I have to allow for that discomfort without fighting it, without trying to change it, without going down and grabbing a snack or cleaning up or doing laundry or doing 17 other things that my brain presents will be better. No, this is the best thing. This is the thing that's on the calendar that I said I was going to do. It's normal. There's discomfort. You know what helps you guys? And this is what I have all my clients do every single day, and a lot at the beginning, is I remembered my whys. It makes it easier when I remember, why am I doing this podcast in the first place? Like when I'm in the mud, I'm like, why am I doing this? Oh yeah, I'm doing it for the one mom that is waking up on this Tuesday morning hating herself. Because yesterday was Monday and she promised herself it was going to be a new day until the popcorn happened last night. And here she is again. And so I think of that mom, which is you. I think of you, but I think of my past self. And I think about how there's so many women out there, you guys, that are probably just like I was. And I can't not come in and sit my booty down and record this, because even if I just help one mom be a little freer, then it is, oh my God, I could cry. It is worth all the time in the world, except for the time I have to go get a massage and dance with my kid and go out to dinner with my husband. I'm kidding. But it's really important that you guys list your whys. Why are you going to follow this plan? Why are you going to follow through on this plan? Because if you're not compelled by your whys, you'll get 3 weeks into recording your podcast or 4 days in to not having sugar, and it will fall flat. You have to have something on the other side of that resistance that compels you, that moves you, that gets you a little excited. The resistance will still be there, and that's okay, but you kind of have to have both. Otherwise, we just will throw in the towel. So what are your whys? Why do you want to lose weight for the last time? Why do you want to be free from food forever? That's your takeaway. What's just one why? Make it good. Make it compelling. It should have a charge to it. It should light you up. So the same exact skill set that I used to lose weight for the last time and be free from food forever is the same exact skills that I am using to record this podcast. Make a plan, follow the plan, but not perfectly. Allow for discomfort. Do B- work. Don't go to the land of I don't know. Love yourself. Have fun. Just keep going. Just don't quit. Prioritize, believe, and remember the why. Hey, if you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, I would love it if you leave a rate, review, and a subscribe on whatever you're listening to this podcast in. Pretty pleased with a cherry on top. It would help me so much, and it would help all the other mamas out there hear this message. Thank you in advance. I really appreciate it. And you have to come check out the Yummy Mummy experience. It's my proven lose weight for the last time group coaching and course. Head to lauraconley.com and just click work with me. Other than that, you guys, I would love to give you a free gift. If you want your free listener only gift, go to lauraconley.com/gift. And from there, you will get your free best ever weight loss hack. So cool. The last thing I want to tell you, you guys, is I do have a free Facebook group. It's called, you guessed it, The Yummy Mummy. Lose weight for the last time, end body drama, and get food freedom. You can just search that in Facebook, or again, you can head to the show notes and you'll find the link there. All right, you guys, have the best day ever.